Hi, Anisah. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm 51 years old, African American, mom, grandmom, soon to be ex-wife.
Oh.
I live in the Bronx. I now work in Harlem. I've had, I don't know, maybe 5 arrests, and I actually did 2 separate New York State correctional terms. Today, I'm an advocate. I am what they call a community associate. I am a reentry aide, and I live life differently today than I used to.
What difficulties did you face after you were released and trying to find a job?
One was dealing with checking this box. You know, you have to check the box to say that you were you was convicted. In checking that, a lot of times I didn't get callbacks, even though I was honest about, yes, I have been convicted in the last 5 years. What was your charges? I'll discuss on interview. Sometimes I never made it to the interview to discuss it. You know, that was one of them. Then I found that some organizations, I'm gonna say, cater to their own people. There weren't, when I got out, really any black-owned or black non-for-profit organizations, but there were some Hispanics who looked out for their own people, basically. I mean, there was a couple of places I went that was supposed to be geared to formerly incarcerated, but what I found out was a lot of the women that I was in with was in this program, and they were working for this program, but they all were Caucasian. Latinos or Hispanics, or they spoke another language. You know, I see very few African American women, and this is a women's program that supposedly had provided job training and ways to address your conviction and all that stuff. None of that was available to me. You know, so I found that to be hard, trying to find a job.
What do you feel are the biggest reasons are kind of placing women to go to jail or prison?
It's our society. The social ills that we face, especially African American women, because 90% of our men are in jail or in prison. We're left as the caretakers for the elders, for the children, you know. And some women have turned to prostitution, drugs, what they call transport and muling drugs. They do things to try to survive because the men are not here. Our society don't see that, you know. And if you think, they think that locking up everybody is the answer, it's not. You know, my thing is find out what the real needs are and address those needs. And that's what it is.
What are some of the needs you feel need to be met for women while they're actually incarcerated?
Well, just knowing that women have different issues from men. Most of the facilities that women are in today, except for Bedford, was geared for men. There's really no change to it. I mean, they have built on to what the men had, but it's still it's not geared to women's specifics. The system just doesn't look at anything gender specific to me, from what I've been through. You know, my very first time incarcerated was like in 1989, so it was a long time ago. And then I went back in 2002. There was nothing different except they had removed anything that may have helped somebody positively to readjust once they got to back into society. Like there used to be college in there. You was able to go to school and get a degree. They removed all of that. And mostly from the women first because it was geared for the men. You know, it's just like nothing they did made it seem like, okay, you committed your crime, you're doing your time. Now you're being rehabilitated so you can go back out and be productive. The whole system is set up for you to fail.
Why do you think that is so?
Why do I think that it's so? Because the Department of Corrections have become an industry. They have become a place where large corporations can come in and get their work done for free or offer us for free, but they're getting kickbacks from it. Women doing what they call building maintenance. I seen women take down whole ceilings like this, redesign it, put the lights back up and everything, but come out here and they can't do that. They don't give you anything saying this individual has completed, say he was in it for 2 years, 24 months of building maintenance, training, on the job training or apprenticeships, whatever they want to call it. These women have completed 10 months of light fixture and electrical, or what. They don't give you that. You know what I'm saying? They don't give you anything to say you are skilled in the things that they have you doing, but it becomes a skill because that's all you know how to do. So it's really hard. It's hard, and then half the stuff they give you, it doesn't stick out here anyway, because everything they give you has Department of Correction, New York State Department of Corrections label on it. So I'm like, you think I'm going to take that to another job and try to show that to somebody? Nah. I mean, I made my mistakes and I done what I did, but I'm not going to live in them mistakes right now, you know. So none of the stuff they give you. Then they give the guys a long printout of everything they took. It's like, and it doesn't have the heading on it. Say from this day to this day they took engineering, and they learned this, and this. Yeah, the guys get it, the girls don't. Then they have, you know, or from this day to this day, they took plumbing, and they trained in this, and this. It's just a plain piece of paper. It has no heading. It has no. It don't tell you who trained them, you know, or nothing like that. But they have that in writing. The ladies don't get it.
And this is from the same facility? This
is from the male's facility to the female's facilities. They're two different facilities, but they run the same kind of programs. You know what I'm saying? The men have, I think it's like 37 different vocational programs in their facilities. The women have 11. Well, they had 11. I don't even know if they got 11 now, with all the cutbacks and all this stuff they've been talking about. They had 11. But out of them 11, they had nothing to come back to the city with and show, like, I had training in this, I had training in that. You know, none of that.
What do you think needs to be addressed within the community to really help women, formerly incarcerated, women of color specifically, once they're released, in terms of finding a job? What more can be done in the community?
Education to employers, to really educate the employers that, you know, everybody is not, how can I say it? Everybody doesn't want to continue to commit crime. Everybody doesn't want to continue to be a bad person. People want to come home and they really have the mindset to change. You know, it's like just giving them that second chance. Like, somebody gave it to me, you know, and the lady who supervised me now has been trying for the last year, I guess, to try to get employers to come to a forum and meet some formerly incarcerated people, you know, and some people who have succeeded, who have went and got their associates after, their bachelors, their masters, they're running programs, they're doing different things, people who are successful and have been incarcerated, you know, and then some people have done a long time of incarceration. It hurts because, like, I know a lot of women who want to work. I mean, who really have put their best foot forward and turned their life around. You know, they went to school, they got their degrees, and people are still looking at their history. And it's really sad. Like, what more could we do?
What would you recommend to other formerly incarcerated women who may be viewing this video and possibly going through the reentry process and trying to find a job and trying to get themselves together?
Don't give up, number one. As many doors close, there'll be more opening.